God in this church. I close my eyes and I feel some man sitting right with his worship. Deep in my heart, I feel guilty. They really run this like a business. Running service back to back like clockwork. I feel like I'm singing for Disney. I ain't never even met the pastor. The choir members don't even know my name. I stand looking like a pastor. Nobody even got a face with a shame. Everybody acting like this is normal. Sometimes I don't even say the word good morning. I'm not the only one with the discernment. I can hear the preacher watering down the sermon. But I was searching for some answers. Cause in my life I was going through some problems. Even if I had to fix some dances, I was looking for somebody to solve them. Time and time again I was let down. Dealing with Christians, they will disappoint you. Don't put your trust in man. This is my real life testimony. I thank Yahweh that I made it. He got me out of the matrix. I got a new beginning. I no longer live in sin. I owe him my life. He is the potter, cause he molded the devil in me. I got new eyes. He changed the scene. Something you see on the movies. I thank Yahweh that I made it. He got me out of the matrix. I got a new beginning. I no longer live in sin. I owe him my life. He is the potter, cause he molded the devil. I got new eyes, he changed the scene, something you see on the movies. The system was never designed for us. We never been completely set free. I studied the law like a syllabus. We still in the land of our enemies. Nothing new under the sun. We still complaining we miss Mitzrayim. We can summon the power above. He is the right hand in the Shemayim. If I tell you he walked this earth, would you believe me? Would you believe? He was in fashion from dirt.
Shalom, 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 Israel. This is the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. I am your host, Yeshua Judah, and we also have with us our beloved co-host, What's happening, brother?
Going on, I am Shalom, Yasharallah, Israel.
It's another day, man, that we are here on another day that the Greeks call what they call it?
Thursday.
On Thursday. This is the day that the Greeks call Thursday. All praise to the Most High, Abba Ahaya, Bahashem, Yeshaya, Waruwak, Kadash. We got a little Northern's in the firmament, man. I like that.
I like it, man. He's saying some stuff in there people in the truth are running from, man. I've been noticing a lot of us in the truth are trying to run for the fact that we still have enemies. We want to try to ease the pain of what our enemies doing. I'm seeing that leak into the truth community a lot, man. I just bring out what the enemy is doing, and they bring out the Deuteronomy scripture. We don't need to hate no eat. Well, I'm just telling you what he did. So yeah, man.
It's amazing that you said that, I am, because of the show that we have today. You did?
Oh, okay. Yeah, come on.
Because of and you are so very right, man. Our people are so afraid to say that we have an enemy. What do the scriptures say? What do the scriptures say?
You're gonna be sold to your enemies.
That I will put you in the land amongst your enemies, man.
Yeah.
I mean, why are we afraid to call these folks our enemy? It's beyond your shoe, man. I don't know.
Come on.
We have a really great show lined up today. So much to the point that we had to do some backup measures to make sure that the videos are shown the way that they're supposed to be shown, right?
Well, we got it together.
We got it together, and we're getting it together. We gonna work this thing out. This thing is gonna do what it do, baby.
Yeah. What are we, like 5 years deep into? Man, we started out on just doing it on the phone and recording it.
Come. Most High has brought us a long way, man. And also, I'm not really making a big deal out of it, but YouTube made a big deal out of it. They sent me a text and said, "Congratulations." And I read it. And I just got through talking about this here with my fam too, man. You know how I am. I play a lot, right? I said, when I get 100 subscribers, I'm going to throw a YouTube party. Well, we just hit 100 subscribers. So to everybody that rock the Truth Be Told Flex Podcast, we want to say the water, which is thank you in the Hebrew set apart tongue. We want to say the water.
Yes, all praises.
And don't forget this right here.
subscribe, and ring the bell. Thumbs up or thumbs down, please. Comment whether you agree or not. We love dialogue. We love to understand. We don't go back and forth. We just conversate.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do. We got some story. We got one story that I know should have made headline news. One story did make headline news. A lot of people looked over it, right? We're gonna bring it back because of a lot of the things that has been happening in the world, right? Something that's been in the news a lot is critical race theory. When my wife brought that to me, man, it was sad that I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about. I looked, I said, "What is that?" She said, "Oh, you don't know?"
Right.
That slipped right by me, you know.
They love bringing us something new. I like the shock on my family face when they bring me something that I ain't know nothing
that I
about.
never heard about. Oh man,
iron sharpens iron, man. This ain't Christianity.
Right. My family be in shock when they come across something that I don't know about, man. They go, "What? You don't know?" Yeah, okay. So she got me with the critical race theory. So I got to looking it up, and all I could do was shake my head.
Yeah, exactly.
And it goes perfectly with what you just said, that we are afraid to say that we have an enemy. Critical race theory, we can't spend a lot of time here because of, the stories that we have, but it is a great way to set the stage for the rest of the show. We were living in Tyler, Safa, and had to been, what's this, 2021? Had to been 18, in the middle of 18, into 18, 19, somewhere around there, right? When they started taking down statues of the Union soldiers, right? And what was surprising to me was the black people that was with that agenda. And I remember looking at my wife, I'm like, all they trying to do is erase their history. I said they trying to get so far away from their history to the point to where when a couple of generations later come down the road that it won't even exist no more. Then you started hearing stories of parents looking at their kids' homework and they calling slaves immigrants in the textbook.
Yeah.
Immigrants that came over to help the people form the land.
Yeah, I don't. What's that? That must be the NIV version of the history book.
So
the American Standard version of the history book.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had part in any of the events that shaped this place to be a country, right? I would be ashamed of it too. But it's America. This is what make America America.
They're not ashamed of it.
They not. They just don't want it. What it is that they don't want it talked about because it makes them look a certain kind of way. It makes them look like what they are, right?
And at the same time, on top of that, while they was bringing all that, taking the statues down, all that, erasing history out the books, and did you notice the same time they was bombarding us with interracial couples all on TV? Commercials.
Man, every commercial had an interracial commercial, and it wasn't. It was always a white guy with a black woman. Because they understand the seed principle, right?
Right.
But with that, man, last week we talked about police brutality, right?
Yeah, right.
We dealt with police brutality, and we watched a brother in Hawaii get shot down, right? That seemed like an assassination, and these are things that happen, and so the argument is that they want to take critical race theory out of school because they say the critical race theory is thought to be harmful to the republic, man, because it teaches hate. What critical race theory does is it teaches that white people are oppressors and black people are the oppressed.
Right.
Is that wrong?
No, this their history. It's their history.
This thing
So
is,
why? I mean, no, it's not wrong.
the thing is that white people want us as so-called Negroes to believe mentally that we're all inclusive while we're treated a different kind of way. Everything is, we get the bad end of the stick on everything, Safa. Everything, right? But they don't want us to look at it as if they have white privilege and we at the end of the totem pole, which is
Right.
That's what it is.
That's what
you know
it
what
is.
I'm saying? You tell me different. Show me different. That's what it is.
And we ain't talking about no one or two black folks over here or over there that really made it in life. No.
Nah. We're talking about us as a majority, as a whole, as a people. So we had Derek Chauvin with his neck in with his knee in George Floyd's neck. George Floyd begging for air. You can see that the white boy enjoyed what he was doing. You had a kid by the name of Tamir Rice who had a BB gun, and the police shoot him down for playing with a BB gun. You have Trayvon Martin, right, who's walking home with a drink and some Skittles, and he get killed in the neighborhood by a guy that wasn't even a cop.
Right now that brought in Fort. I go everywhere in our neighborhood and see no hoodies allowed in the store. No, ever since that situation.
You got Michael Brown, right? I mean, this story could go on and on and on. This story could go on and on and on. So it brings us to this story right here. Travis Obrian and Nicole Jackson. Now, before we run this clip, I got to say that these kids were victims.
Yeah. And you could hear one of them claim that they're a victim by the role that they watched from a video game, which started all this.
Con. But we're not going to focus on them being a victim.
Nah.
We're going to focus on the events that was transpiring doing all of this. Here we go.
Right.
We're getting our first look at the 12-year-old boy who cops say opened fire at deputies along with a 14-year-old girl. Today he was in court, and considering his age, it's hard to fathom the charges he's facing. Many news outlets have decided to show his face, even though he's a minor, because of the seriousness of the incident and the charges. Les Trent reports.
He looks like he could be in the principal's office for some silly prank at school. But this 12-year-old is in huge trouble with the law.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
Travis Obrian and a 14-year-old girl are accused of opening fire on cops during a 30-minute shootout.
Gunshot fired. Everybody get hard cover.
They were coming out to kill cops.
The 12-year-old did not speak during today's hearing, at which the judge referred to him as Mr. Obrian.
Thank you, Mr. Obrian.
Cops say the boy and the girl ran away from a home for troubled youth. They broke into a house and found 2 shotguns, an AK-47, and a handgun. When cops arrived, the girl reportedly said to the boy, "I'm going to roll this down like GTA," referring to the violent video game Grand Theft Auto.
Shooting out the rear window toward my direction.
Deputies ducked for cover behind trees.
They just busted out the window in the back. Stand by. Female has a shotgun in her hand. Stand by. Put the gun down now! She's got the AK and the shotgun. She's wrapping around the top of her neck.
Then came the stunning realization that they were being fired upon by children.
Hey guys, just hold behind hard cover. Let's not shoot these kids, man. Let's just hold on. Take our time.
10-4, they're shooting at me. She's re-racking around inside the shotgun.
All right, let's not engage them anymore. Let's not challenge them. Just hold behind hard cover. We're just going to hang out here.
You can hear one officer praying it doesn't end badly.
Don't let me do this. Don't do this.
You can hear the restraint of the deputies pleading not to have to use their guns.
Cops say the girl, seen in this photo given to the news media by her father, was shot and wounded when she refused orders to drop the shotgun and opened fire from behind a parked car.
You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 bullet holes.
30 seconds later, young Travis Obrian came out of the house with his hands raised.
They shot through the bedroom window. They shot from the garage door. I mean, it's just like Bonnie and Clyde.
Now these juvenile Bonnie and Clyde desperados have to face the music.
You're also charged with attempted first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer.
Wow.
I'm gonna bring something up right quick. Hold on 1 second while we talk about this here.
Today he was in court, and considering his age, it's...
This was the video that I originally wanted to show, right? And in this video, Safa, I have several children, black children, who have been killed by the police. It's a scroll. And what I'm going to do is I am going to upload this video to YouTube, and I'm going to put a description, a link to it. So our viewers can actually see the video, right? On what it is here, because this goes with it. Now, there's a lot of that story I just absolutely just straight out don't believe. I'm going to be honest with you.
Man,
right?
I'm looking. Go ahead.
A lot of that story just seemed farce to me, right?
Yeah. I was looking at, the faces them children had, knowing that I know we didn't want to touch on it too much, but yeah, they was hypnosis, man. You could see it in their eyes. They was running from something, and they didn't care to die.
They was on something.
They didn't care to die. They rather die than go back to where they was.
They broke into a house and stole 2 shotguns, an AK-47, and a handgun. I shoot guns. Guns.
Yeah.
I'm real familiar with shotguns. Neither one of those kids look big enough or strong enough to... I'm not going to say big enough or strong enough to shoot a shotgun, but big enough or strong enough to shoot a shotgun under any kind of control. Neither one of those kids did.
Yeah.
AK-47, I have not shot yet, right? But I hear that it got more recoil than an AR, right?
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the AR. I like the AR platform, right? But I believe that an AK-47 got more kick. This is why the AR is a better self-defense weapon than the AK, because it's more steady. It's right there. You know what I'm saying? You let out do. It's right there. Do. With an AK, I believe that it's gonna rise up on you. So I'm thinking to myself, man, okay, so these kids broke into the right house at the right time and found all of this arson. How did they know where to go get it? How did they know how to load? These are kids now. How did they know how to load it? How did they know how to rack them, right? But that's beyond the point. This is the main thing that Yeshua learned in this video. That police really do know how to have restraint.
I am praying to himself, keeping himself calm, breathing properly while you got a gun, then have his finger on the trigger. He had it on the side of the gun. All that. He didn't want to kill him.
if there was any time that a police life was in jeopardy, and they had a green light to put somebody down, because that's what they called it. They don't really say shoot, kill, right? I'm gonna put them down. They had a green light to put somebody down. It was that opportunity right there. They said, let's not shoot these kids. There are only kids, and this goes with critical race theory. This is what y'all don't want to teach. You don't want us to mention stuff like this here, right? Because every time we get to talking about what's being done wrong to us, real problem, all right?
Yeah.
Real problem. We always want to pull a race card, they say. Let's not shoot these kids. What about this little young lady right here? Look her up. Elena Monet.
Yeah.
What's that heard about? 7 years old. We talked about Tamir Rice, right? A kid. The only time they are considered kids to them is when they white.
Yeah. And if back to what you were saying about if we talk about what's going on, we racist. Along on this side, what side that we on with standing with the truth, we have a solution to get out of it. We'll issue if we come in with a solution. We go, this is what we need to do to follow back and get back in these laws, do this, do that, the other, to get back right with our power. That's an issue. When y'all treat us wrong, let's talk about history. This is why we this, and that. Oh, we need to forget about that.
All of that, man. But we ain't supposed to talk about none of that.
We're not supposed to talk about none of it.
And that's the thing to get me. I was looking at some critical race theory.
Yeah, man. Say they got a lot of. They got an hour one that I want to watch. But go ahead, man.
They had an Asian debunking critical race theory. Asian. Out of all people talking about it can't be true. Critical race theory should not be taught because it can't be true. Look at me. I'm an Asian. I'm a minority. I get racism all the time, but yet I overcame.
Yeah, well, you got a home you can go back to. You can go back to Asia.
Speak, brother.
You can go back to Asia. Yeah. Speak, you can trace you can trace yours back. So man, get out of here. Get out of here.
And this is the thing. Once again, and I'm gonna say this until the wheels fall off. You Negroes went out there and flooded the dadgum voting polls and voted for Joe Biden with all of them empty promises. He forgot what he promised y'all. Maybe he forgot anyway, right? With all of those empty promises that he forgot that he was gonna take care of y'all, he took care of everybody but. After George Floyd, none of this was supposed to happen.
Right.
After George Floyd, none of this was supposed to happen, but it kept happening. And it kept happening. And it kept happening. And it's still happening. And here we got two white kids with shotguns, AK-47s, and a handgun, and a police praying, please don't make me do this. Let's reverse the script. Little black girl and a little black boy. What we got?
They wouldn't even have a chance to re-rack the guns. They would have swapped them. I'm talking about everything. Kicked in through the windows, smoke bombs, everything. They are menace to society. They wouldn't be no Mr. Obrian.
No. He's a menace to society. Never been to see daylight. I mean, think about their treatment and our treatment. Remember Dylan Roof?
The guy that went into the church?
Yes.
Yeah.
How politely they took him off.
Man, say.
How politely they took him off.
In our face.
And then they fed him Burger King. They said because he hadn't eaten anything. That's what they say. He hadn't eaten anything.
And what we get? A nasty sandwich in the holding cell. Y'all, you gonna wait. You gonna be in this interrogation room for 2 days. Then I'm gonna put you in the holding cell with a cold sandwich.
I told you about when I went to Wilma jail, what they did to me.
Yeah. You said it's the last time I'm gonna do wrong.
Hey, man. Sausage and biscuit 3 times a day, and that's for a ticket. This brother here killed up people in the church, but he still treated with respect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still treated with respect. It don't matter what we do. It don't matter where we are at. We're going to get the same treatment. And this is why I cannot. You got a brother by the name of Larry Edelman. Y'all look this dude up. He's a Republican brother that's running for governor in California. He's an old coon Negro, man. He say racism don't exist.
Racism do not exist. Yeah, man. So, yeah.
And that critical race theory should not be taught in our schools because it's teaching black kids to hate white people. And it's not teaching black kids to hate white people. It's telling the truth of what the white man done.
Yeah.
You know what I go ahead.
And it was prophesied in this, what the white man done. So it ain't us being mean or evil or anything. We just going by what scripture say, homie.
None of that. I want to read this part of this article right here. You see this right here? It say 117 black men.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
117 black men and boys killed by the police. This was in 2020, right? And I don't even know how accurate that number is. But here it's talking about a story of a guy by the name of Watson, right? And it says he joins a long list of other black men and boys killed by the police, including people who have become household names for all the wrong reasons, like Tamir Rice, Botham Jean, E.J. Bradford, Michael Brown. But there are plenty of others who police killings never went viral, including people like Michael Dean, 28-year-old father, who police shot in the head on December the 3rd, 2019. James Johnson, 22-year-old HBCU student, who police shot to death after a questionable traffic stop on December 14, 2019. One of the most distressing parts of this seemingly non-stop stirring of police killings of black people is the fact that more times than not, the officer involved in the shooting can hide behind the claim that they feared for their lives. Even if the victim was shot in the back, as become the case for so many deadly episodes involving law enforcement. In a handful of these cases, such as Antoine Rose, a 13-year-old boy killed in Pittsburgh, Stephen Clark, 22-year-old killed in Sacramento, both of whom were unarmed. The officers avoided being criminally charged. Listen to this. The officer either avoided being criminally charged altogether or were acquitted despite damning evidence that the cop lives was not threatened and there was no cause for them to resort to lethal force or any violence for that matter. But please don't engage these little white kids.
Yeah, God forbid. God forbid. God forbid we touched one little hair on their head.
Right. And then when you shoot the girl, you had to shoot her somewhere that was not going to be a fatal wound, right?
Yeah.
Go and look up some more stories on this, how the judge treated them, man, and how they have a second chance at life because they're so young. But we just gonna look over.
I didn't even. Yeah. I'm just dive deeper to that. Along with I'm diving deeper to this critical race.
Critical race theory.
Yeah, because I saw so much. I'm gonna study both sides of the fence, black to white. I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm bring a lot of stuff out with that, brother. So get ready to hear me do a lot of talking.
Critical race theory. Indeed. Let's get our music break in. All
right. And it's Sir Williams. Is it Sir Williams?
It's Sir Williams. I forgot to bring it up. Hold on.
We don't own the rights to this music. Don't call me Mr. Williams and say why you do that.
I know, right? I know, right. This is a banger, though. It is a banger. Spider the Chief, right?
Love that brother's spirit, man. I love his spirit.
Yeah, that brother has an awesome spirit. Awesome spirit. Where that video at? What was the name of it,
Oh man, this is brand new one that he just came out with. Oh man. And I ain't got my other phone to look it up.
That's all right. I got it. I get it. I got it right here. Mad Fire.
Yeah.
September 11th, 2001, the day the world stood still.
Chapter verse 15. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Christ? Should I then take the members of Christ and make them the members of a harlot? God forbid. Remember when I didn't have no head? Christ hopping in and out these heartless beds, right? Didn't have no guidance, trying to wing it by myself. On ecstasy and strong drink, damaging my health. Was feeling good for the moment, but when it came down, I was trapped in the dark like a hat in the lost and found. Tried to find a way out, searching for the light. Little did I know what I was searching for was Christ. He came in with shining armor, something like a knight. He rescued me and said he would show me a better life. So I took his hand and he showed me to the water. Got baptized, then he started teaching me some order. He's the head of our household. The Most High sent the groom and we the bride of the living Christ. What the Most High joined together, let no man put us under, let no man put us under. Now that we joined in one flesh, yes, he gon' take care of his bride and he won't settle for less. He keep us shining and we covered in beautiful garments. Don't let the temptation turn this marriage into a mess. He provided me with everything I need, but the temptation had me trying to find a way to leave. Hopping out the window, headed to my old ways, and gambling with a slot machine that never pays. Now I'm spiritually broke, afraid to ask my head for change. How can I go back home knowing I'm smelling strange? And now I'm covered in dirt, trying to scrub away the stains. No soap or bleach can clean away my savior came. Now I'm like the prodigal son, eating with the pigs, reminiscing about the way how I used to live. Hard to repent when them strongholds seem too big. How can I forget that the savior got me out this once before, but I don't want to get divorced. My spirit low, cause I'm not connected to the source. I'm crying out loud, I pray you give me one more chance. He received me with open arms, I won't leave you again. He's the head of our household. The Most High sent the groom and we the bride of the living Christ. What the Most High joined together, let no man put us under, let no man put us under. Now that we joined in one flesh, yes, he gon' take care of his bride and he won't settle for less. He keep us shining and we covered in beautiful garments. Don't let the temptation turn this marriage into a mess. He's the head of our household. The Most High sent the groom and we the bride of the living Christ. What the Most High joined together, let no man put us under, let no man put us under. Now that we joined in one flesh, yes, he gon' take care of his bride and he won't settle for less. He keep us shining and we covered in beautiful garments. Don't let the temptation turn this marriage into a mess. No.
Dad, this is fire.
Whew.
All right then. The Light magazine. The Light magazine.
Pushing out issues seem like every day, man. My notifications be going off.
Exactly.
Since I'm subscribed to them. So yeah, I be getting notification. That woman is busy.
Yes, she is. I'm trying to pull up
her your pa.
Here.
Her and her sister, your pa, man. I don't know. Out of them two, they giving us a run for our money on busy.
Say, man, they put in that work for real.
Yeah.
They put in that work for real. Let me pull up a visual here for her. That's not it. Hold on. TH. Okay, my bad, Sister Delta.
She just gave you a shout out too. She just gave you a shout out. Showed you much love.
It's much love right back at her too. Much love right back at her. It's not coming up right now, are you?
I'm want me to send you the link?
No, I got it. I got another way around this here. You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I just heard other people say it, so I say it. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Let me share this right quick. This is off of my Facebook page here. And this is the Light Hebrew magazine. And I'm gonna tell you something about this magazine. This magazine is awesome. And it could be found at TLH. That's why I wasn't. I was missing the L. Sister Delta, please don't kill me. But it's TLHmagazine.net. That's where you can find this magazine at. As a matter of fact, now that I got it, let me pull it up right quick so we can get on to our other show, right? Our other story. THLmagazine.net. Right by this sister, because the sister's always doing right by us, man. Always doing right by us. That didn't even come up, man. I don't know what it is. THL magazine. Yeah, I did that right. But it's THL magazine. I think my internet again is not working the way that it should be working. But with that being said, man, her name is Sister Delta. And like I told her one time before, she is almost, if not the hardest working woman in the Hebrew nation, man. And she go out and she touch a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters. And if there's anything that you need to know about what's going on with us, any type of business that you need to know about, that's the sister that you reach out to. Her name is Sister Delta. The name of her magazine is the Light Hebrew Magazine as well. So I just want to give a shout out to her and thank her so much for, for the work that she is doing.
Today he was in court.
For the work that she's doing within the nation.
It's some sisters out there doing their thing, brother. Sister Delta, Sister Riri, with the clothing and making sure that's the majority of everybody we used to see in the Hebrew videos. Exactly. Shout out to Sister Riri. Yeah, man, that's a sister that's doing a thing too. Known to all of them. We got some strong sisters who know how to support they nation and following the laws with it.
Exactly. These sisters are some great sisters, man, and I appreciate them and all that they be doing for the nation, like we said. But let's move on, man, because we got another video that we need to show.
Yeah, man.
This is a story that I honestly don't know how it did not make it into main news, man. Where was we'll talk? Where was Black Lives Matter at with this story?
Hey, they this story helps the purpose of Black Lives Matter, because this story that we're about to get into is who they Black Lives Matter trying to get up out the house. So they don't care. They don't care about a man. They really don't care. So
exactly. This here is a video of a 23-year-old by the name of Darren Boykin. Man, this real fell in my lap last night. As the media normally do, we must warn you that the things that you're about to see, they may be graphic.
Yeah.
But this goes along also with critical race theory. We saw how they treated the little white girl and the little white boy with an AK-47, 2 shotguns, and a handgun, right? Let's not engage them, and let's pray for them that we can get them up out of this situation
Wait, before you go further with Mr. Boykin, they also coined them the two little white kids, the Bunny and Clyde.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. So here we go. I'm about to share this video here. We're gonna come back on the flip.
He said on the flip, y'all.
On the flip.
I want to help you get your way down to the jail. Okay, can you help me back here? What are you going to help me? My leg, my leg. What did you do to your leg? I don't know. I need distraction, please. You need what? Please, I need a full distraction. It's probably a cramp. I can't move. Do you want me to keep you want me to roll your window down? No. Huh? No, it's going to make it hotter. Okay, you just want me to keep the air on high? Yes. Okay. Damn. Yeah? Let it pass out. You do what? Let it pass out. You're about to? Yes. Let it pass out. You'll be okay. Just lean against the glass. Where are you staying now? Where are you living now? What's your address? Alright. You know you're still going to jail either way, right? Good night. Are you getting air back there? Good. I think I look nervous. Hey, Darren. Are you getting air? You know, somebody that passes out isn't able to stop themselves from falling forward, right? Fun fact. At 1429. And I'm not picking you up and dragging you out there. So come on. Quit playing. Let's go. Let's go. Darren. 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 Sarge! Sarge! He's not responding. And I can't find a pulse.
Before we get into this here, I told you I was gonna do right by my sister, and I am.
You know, you don't want that message come across your phone.
Exactly. this is it right here. This is Brew News and Culture, the Light magazine, and Nagaris is on the cover right now, right? You can subscribe to this magazine. I tell you, this magazine is awesome. This is the
that's all you need right there. Your name, the email, your phone, and you type messages. I signed up ASAP as soon as I found when she started going deeper with the magazine. That first magazine that she sent us, I signed up right then and there. Easy, man.
Right. Exactly. So there you go. That is the Hebrew, the Light Hebrew magazine with Sister Delta. I wanted to share that with you so that you would know. I'm gonna pull up one more thing and then we fit to get into this Darren Boykin. I'm also going to have a clip to this video as well in the description. But I wanted to pull that up, some of these article clips so that they could be seen, right? At what point, Oxify, do you stop the car? To see if this guy is okay. After all, he is in your care, and it's our tax dollars that is paying your wages to serve and to protect. Or do it not matter that we need to protect this young man because he is black? And not only is he black, if you was to see the extended version, there is also an extended version to this here that I may put a link in my description as well. She couldn't stop getting over the fact that he has plenty of felons. But at what point, original question, do you pull over?
No, when you hear the person that you got in cuffs, going through something back there. There was a time where a black man got arrested, handcuffed, and I think the white officer started choking. Well, he said, "Take me out the cuffs." He took him out the cuffs, and the black man saved his life. He still went to jail. But we would take our time out to make sure that somebody else is okay. And I don't know if y'all noticed, not only did she stop the car, he was complaining, saying, well, he was struggling to breathe. He was letting her know what was going on, all the situation right there. And she could just look back and see that he wasn't lying. She wanted to keep going. Then get out the car, left the young man in the handcuffs while administrating CPR.
Yeah, it's hurtful.
Seeing him gasp for air.
Last night when I was watching this, I couldn't for the life of me understand what caused him to expire like that, right?
Right.
And it kind of dawned on me today what it may have been. He may have died of heat exertion. May have had a heat stroke because they found him on a college campus, right? He was being stopped for theft, and he took off running on him. And the way it sounded, he ran quite a big distance, man. He ran a long ways. It had to have been hot out there because she asked him, "Do you want me to let your window down?" His reply was no, because this is going to make it hotter.
Yep.
I've suffered from heat exertion before. I know what it feels like, and it's not anything nice. And so on the extended version, you will see all of those police officers that was around him. All of them was being sarcastic with him. But the one thing that all of them did on this hot day there in Texarkana is that they all got them a drink of water. Not one time did they offer this young man a drink of water. Not one
Texarkana.
time. In Texarkana, Texas. Not one time did they offer him a drink of water. The guy said that his legs was not moving. He was probably cramping for real, right? Because what his body was doing was pulling from everywhere that it could, trying to get something, some moisture, something liquid, some type of water to try to save itself. And you can see the kid in the back of the car fighting to stay alive.
Yes, man. That's what when you I'm taking it when it fell in your lap. You didn't get a time to sit there. You handed it right to me. And I watched it like 3 times last night, and I just like, man, because I got boys. And I praise the Most High that he put in me to raise them correctly, to put that seed in them, so when they do go out there, they do revert back to what Proverbs said. But I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at, man, that could be my son, that could be my nephew, anybody. That he just grasping, he tried to fight, and you saw it.
He was fighting to stay alive, man. The kid was fighting to stay alive. I told my wife last night, and he looked a lot like my son.
Man, that's
my oldest son.
That's what I was saying about my oldest son. I'm like, man, I can see my oldest. Our kids do resemble, right? But yeah, I'm looking at the same. Man, I can't even talk, bro. I'm still shocked. We watch a man die slowly on TV.
Yes, and man, when you watch the extended version, you will see that she was throwing all of her other fellow officers. She throwing all of them up under the bus, throwing them all up under the bus. But when I got there, he was already apprehended, and you had one guy sitting on top of him. You know,
No. This woman's equals right. You take your L like a man.
Say, man, she was throwing all of them under the bus. Every last one of them, she was throwing under the bus. And the thing is, too, man, is that, you know, they passed the hospital. They passed the hospital on the way to the jail.
Wow. They usually do stop and administrate, at least handcuff him to the bed to get everything he needs to get the IV out of him and send his butt back to jail. Now, I ain't going to excuse his crime, but...
Not at all. We talking about... Did he not have any human rights?
Mm-hmm.
Did he not have any constitutional rights?
Mm-mm.
Could he have been treated as a man?
No, only a third of him was.
Not as an animal. You see what they did to the little white boy and the little white girl. The treatment that they got. Dylan Roof, right? What was that white boy name that ran over them 4 people? He was drunk, and they made up a whole
man.
Him.
Yeah. The dang, they calling him something. Rich something.
They gave him hold on, I got it right here. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Man, I'm talking about and his mom was doing all the fighting.
Yeah, his mama stole him. His mama stole him, and they went to Mexico. They went to Mexico. And then they had videos of them still drinking.
Still drinking.
Ethan Couch.
Yeah,
Ethan Couch. They got videos of them, the influenza team. They
made
up.
Yeah.
I can't make this up, man. I cannot make this up. Okay.
The influenza kid. Well, I used to think that was like something.
They made up a that crime for this kid because he's so rich, right? And this is why he did what he did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got this dude, man. You got, and I'm not I'm not gonna keep it there. We got to go back to this. We got to go back here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got this guy here, man, begging for help. He not asking you to take the braces off his arms. He not asking you to let him go home. He not asking you, you know what I'm saying, to stop and get him some Burger King. He is begging for help, and he couldn't get it. That's somebody's kid.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he's only 1 year younger than my eldest.
Still a kid, man.
1 year younger than my eldest. How do you receive that phone call when he was in the hands of the people that's supposed to protect him? Oh, she really got me when she told him this one. You can't called. You can't. No. Did I put it up here when she said fun fact?
Oh
here it
yeah,
is right here.
man. So
You know,
you can't.
somebody that passes out isn't able to stop themselves from falling forward, right? Then she said, fun
fact. When Weaver says, as she continues driving to the jail and past Wadley Regional Medical Center. Wadley Regional Medical Center.
She passing up the hospital to tell him, oh, so now you a doctor. She called it the felony faint. That's what she called it. You know how they do when they got felons. She called it the felony faint.
What Suge Knight did in the court.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See?
What she said something else, man. Oh, you still going to jail, you know that, right?
You still going to jail, you know that, right? That's exactly what she said.
Golly, man.
That's exactly what she said. So here we are, man. Here we are. It won't leave. There you go.
Man, that's it.
2021.
And it never made it. It's still fresh. It ain't, man, that's still a brand new story that could be talked about. Brand new. It wasn't even that long ago.
He got an attorney from Addison, Texas, that's representing the family. In Addison, Texas, an attorney that's representing the family. I'm interested to see in cases like this. I like to try to follow them because I always want to know what happened to the police officer.
Right.
What was her demeanor when that was over with? Did she go home as normal and just went to sleep?
Yeah, she did. Yeah. She
told a story to her. You would never believe what happened to me. This black guy, we chased him, and we finally caught him, and I got him in the car, and he faked his death. She probably still thinking he faking. That's the felony death that he got.
That's the felony death. He gonna be right back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. She bragged. This the second white woman cop that did something to a black man, and majority probably would get away with it. They been out hug her in court. They been out tell her it's all right and rub her hair in court like they did with the other white cop.
I don't even think that her by herself is going to be held liable. I think that they going after the whole police department when she should be the one that should be facing
oh yeah, she gonna play that role. She gonna play. That's why she started pointing the finger ASAP.
Exactly. I mean, she started throwing them all up under the bus. I'm gonna put that link of the extended video as well in the bottom, and I'm gonna put Truth Be Told Flex podcast videos in the link as well so that the people can see. But we're gonna talk more about critical race theory for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I'm holding back a lot to talk about with these situations. I do want us to bring it out, step by step, purpose, what they say it is compared to the truth on what it is. When did it come into play? I'm pretty sure Jesse Jackson's somewhere involved in this, more than likely.
The Rainbow Court, oh man, they doing that brother so dirty right now. His son done cut his mustache off, and I'm 48 years old. I ain't never seen Jesse Jackson without a mustache. His son talking about his daddy wanted to go out. And his son talking about, okay, well, I'm gonna cut your mustache, and he asked to get his mustache. No, he didn't. I don't believe that, man.
Yeah, now he Jesse walking around without a mustache up.
Top lip just naked. Yeah.
You know how he look. Oh, yeah, you know how Jesse Jackson look. Just naked.
Just naked. Again, Jeremiah chapter 30. I'm gonna leave with this one. I brought this one out last week.
Oh, I got. Yeah, I'm gonna bring one out ASAP when you done with that, because this is something, man. They gonna get their recompense.
This Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 12 through 15, and it says, "But thus says," I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it as it is in the Bible. I don't want no Christians to get confused on this here, right?
Right.
But thus says the Lord, thy bruise, talking about Israel, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thy bruise is incurable, and thy wounds is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee. With the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one. For the multitude of thy iniquities, because thy sins were increased. Why criest thou for thy affliction?
Right.
Thy sorrow is incurable. There ain't no need to be marching. Ain't no need to be bringing up no Black Lives Matter. Why? Because your sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thy iniquity, because thy sins were increased. And he signed it. I have done these things unto thee.
I love when he signed his name.
If you want to see this stuff stop happening to us, we better turn back to our power. We better get back to these laws. We better get back to these statutes. We better get back to these judgments. And guess what else I just found out? We better get back to the calendar that Enoch. Gave to Enoch.
I'm constantly keep turning around looking at the sky like, man. You gotta make it. God, I got a precept for us to end off with as well. 2 Ezra 16, 53 through 54. Let not the sinner say that he hath not sinned, for God shall burn coals of fire upon his head, which said before the Lord God and his glory, I have not sinned. Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works. This is 54. Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their heart. It's no escaping it.
None.
No erasing history saying it didn't happen. Most High said, I know your heart, your thoughts, and your imaginations.
Exactly. All praises to the Most High, Abba Ahaya. Bahashem, Yeshaya, the Warawat, Kadash. That is our father Ahaya and his young son Yeshaya, his mother and the wife of Ahaya. I did that.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, we got to know who the heavenly family is.
Yeah.
We have got to know who the heavenly family is. I am Shahir Yeshua Judah. This is Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. And that brother right there, where you at?
Yeah, Turn it
there you go.
That guy. Oxford, you see who Yasharala. Shalom, man.
Next Thursday, man. Y'all have a blessed week. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm not saying that it is, but I do believe we are in the feast of blowing the trumps.
Right now? Or is it next month?
You know I'm still studying, right?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Study shout out to
Scriptures say that everything that he is taken away from us, he'll give it back to us if we seek his face.
Yeah.
Sevenfold, man. I'm looking for it. I
am too.
Forward, man.
I'm still, yes, sir.
We're up out of here, man. This is Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. One love, nation. One love.